why did he take this appointment? Well, I'm not surprised, because as I said to you, my suspicion was he was going to leave and he was going to pursue a career in somewhere else outside of politics, outside of Jamaican politics in that respect. And my God, was my inner voice right? I told you back then as well. And see, come full circle. How long was that video? Let's just pull that video up I did and let's just go through it, because people probably thinking, he's just capping, bro, he's just trying to cap. No, let me pull that video up and let you listen to it. I'll show it to you. I did it some time ago, so just bear with me while I try and really find this video. Yeah, I think it's this one here, so let me just click on it. Amazing new revelation, uproar, blah blah blah. Let's just start it from here. The element of anger that maybe the political infrastructure in some way have left him open and exposed, if you like, for what he's facing right now. So my perception is, once all this debacle is over and done and the investigations is concluded, and one way or the other they've come to some type of end, I wouldn't be surprised if Nigel Clarke actually says, that's it, I'm done with politics, I'm out of the JLP party, or I'm out of politics completely, I'm going to pursue a career in a different direction. Because I can sense the frustration and anger in his voice, even though he didn't raise his voice, and he didn't, people don't have to raise their voice to show their anger. I'm a very good listener, and someone can speak with a very softly voice, but I can pick up in that softly spoken voice that that person is extremely frustrated and extremely angry, but they have to contain themselves because they're in a professional setting. They represent a political party. All eyes around the world is on them, so he has to behave with a certain decorum. But I feel once all this is done and the dust is cleared, he's going to take his coat and he's going to go. That's my opinion, but I could be wrong, and that's the next thing I wanted to quickly add to this whole thing. So time will tell whether I'm right or wrong. So that's it. So there you have it. I've paused the video there. Now if I go back just to confirm, but that was 11 months ago, yeah, and the title was Amazing New Revelation, Uproar over Nigel Clarke and SSL debacle takes a new turn. And this is because of all the frustration that been going on in that regard. Now, having said all of that, let me just lower my mic back down. Yeah, that's fine. Having said all of that, I just think it's unpatriotic of Nigel Clarke to, at this point in time, decide that he's going to jump ship, whether he's been offered or not. But as I said to you before, and I played the video, I had the inkling that he was going to leave. Once the SSL situation was wrapped up and concluded, he was going to leave. And hold and behold, it's not even concluded and he's already leaving. Well, he's already secured the position. So I guess my intuition in that respect wasn't wrong after all. That's that situation. Now you could argue whether it's for the reasons I said or it's completely different reasons. It doesn't really matter at this point. I did get the sort of vibe. I did pick up on the energy from what, if you watch the whole video, I did pick up on the energy that he was frustrated and he was fed up and he just basically wanted to leave. But people like Nigel Clarke, you have to understand at that level, they're not going to be animated in their response. They're not going to be emotional in their response. They're very calculated, very cold and like steel type of attitude. When you deal with people like this, which I've done many times, you understand and you can read between the lines. So I knew this was coming sooner or later. And as you can see, it happened sooner rather than later because the SSL situation is still going on. The people still haven't, the whole of that situation hasn't concluded. And to me, as long as you have certain, that's at the very top, they haven't even faced a deposition. I mean, look what happens when Mark Zuckerberg was questioned. He didn't do fraud. Mark Zuckerberg has not been accused of any type of fraud whatsoever. But there's been perceptions and allegations of mismanagement of data and Data Protection Act and so on and so forth. And in that respect, the scandal from that, he was dragged in front of a deposition for it. The TikTok CEO was also dragged in front of a deposition because of similar situation of breaches and whatever and security concerns to do with security basically, even though there was no concrete evidence to prove it. But we understand the politics between China and America, and of course legitimately they have concerns, and they dragged the the TikTok CEO in a deposition. Here we have a situation where you have a CEO of Croskery, Hugh Croskery, of a securities company, and a major fraud in modern history has taken place, and this man has not been brought before a deposition at all. Do you understand me? That should have been a public deposition.